Part-time Philosophy, Episode 3. You are just a tool in Shiva's garage. I never believed in the concept of God. I went to temples and places of worship just because my mother wanted me to go. I did not pray much either. I never understood the whole exercise when I was younger. It is fair to say that I was an atheist. I thought I had the will and power to control every outcome around my life. I was so obsessed with controlling every variable in my life, and things were going well until I experienced some challenges and setbacks. My life was so self centered, and everything else around seemed obsolete. The challenges and failures I experienced in my early 20s made me dig deeper and question my whole thought process on God. I thought, there is so much randomness and uncertainty in my life. How can I deal with it? Am I too obsessed with controlling everything, but when in reality, I control very few things? How do I come to terms with it? In trying to find answers to these questions, it suddenly hit me that actually God is a really functional concept. The randomness and uncertainty brought a lot of anxiety and self pity. So I thought, can God help me with this? Can I put all the randomness of life in one bag and give it to God's custody? That way, I can focus more on what I can control. I experimented with this for a while, and it was such a liberating experience. I worried less about things and let it flow. Even though I trusted God as a custodian for my randomness and uncertainty, I did not see Him beyond that. Slowly, as I saw life in more granularity and clarity, the concept of God made greater sense by the day. By coincidence, I had the opportunity to go to my native and attend a couple of religious events. Since I come from the coastal part of Karnataka, there is a unique culture of Devaradhane. The divine entities are not really gods in a traditional sense, but more of our guardians who protected us. The experience I had and understanding more about my own culture changed my thought process. Now I was ready to elevate my God from custodian to guardian. This was side by side followed by gradual degradation of self. Cosmos also has a way of teaching you humbling lessons. Like God, being humble turned out to be a practical choice. I felt like life gives you when you bow down with humility. The moment one becomes too confident or arrogant, life finds a way to humble you. So I thought, why not model my life on humility? Even though I was on this journey, I still had a lot of things that were still holding me back. The self was too formidable to break down. It was then that I took up a challenge of raising funds for an NGO. I reached out to people who I thought I knew. Most people didn't even reply. Some promised to contribute, very few contributed. It was a great learning experience, and people asked me questions like, what is in it for you? Do you get any incentive? These questions actually made me think about why I wanted to raise funds at the first place. I could not find answers to these questions, but I was doing something that was beyond me. I did not stand to gain from raising money. There was no I or me in the process because it was not about me. I was just a means to an end. I was a tool to help people who were less privileged than me. I did not do anything. Things just came through me. I was just a tool, and the realization was profound. At the same time, I was also on an internal quest to refine my concept of God. I wanted a name and a form to my God. Shiva felt closer to my heart. I started to look at Shiva as the Supreme Spirit. So, my relationship with the higher power started as a non believer. I let God enter my life, first as a custodian, then as a guardian, and ultimately as a Supreme Spirit. I no longer think that I own the garage. I am just a tool in Shiva's garage. Nothing more, nothing less.